Hi everyone to the Sydney Edible Garden Trailers. Welcome to our next garden. To everyone out on my Instagram, welcome to the Sydney Edible Garden Trail virtual version. I'm out and about videoing some fantastic gardens today, and I'm at my next garden for the Edible Garden Trailers. Prepare for this one. Now the interesting thing, when you go and you've got a list of gardens to visit, you get to the street and you think, I wonder which one it is. And I was driving down this street and I could see nature strip like this, a lot of grass, and then I thought, I wonder which house it is. Which house could it be? And then you see something in the corner of your eye, which then fills the screen, and you think, something tells me this is Jitendra's place. Have a look at this front yard. So neighbourly, look at this one, grass, luxurious amounts of grass. But the thing is, it's not very nutritious, at least for me, maybe my chickens. But look at this. This is an outrageous front yard. First of all, there's no fence, says a lot about community. Second of all, it's actually, there's a wall of strawberries and papayas. And this way, look, I can see the humble gardener over there. Wait till you meet him.
Hi,
Jitendra, it's so good to meet you. Here we go with the transfer.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to introduce you, everyone, to our wonderful tech team at the end of our next job. But for now, we're here with you, Jitendra. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
It's wonderful to meet you. And as I was just saying to everyone on the live broadcast, I struggled to find your garden when I drove down the street.
Oh, okay. I thought you need to find it, but okay, good.
It certainly was very easy to find. There's so much going on here. Can you tell us a little bit about the garden? First of all, how big a block is it?
Yeah, so this one is 1,000 square meter block. We moved in here in 2019 November, so it's almost like 14 months. Since then, I was just figuring it out because it was a completely nothing here except one or two fruit trees. After that, I think it took me a little bit time for understanding how the sun movement and everything. I was just trying to capture for 5-6 months
to get to know it. See, that's a really good point to understand your garden.
Yeah.
And looking out here on the front yard, so what way does this face?
So this one is east facing this side. So east is this way.
And so north is at the back.
Yes. Correct.
That's a very nice detail to have. And what was here when you started? Was it pretty much like your neighbours, just grass?
Grass, and there were a few trees there. Was like some natives, and was not big. So as you can see, all these plots are a little bit slopey. So it took me a little bit time to make it label and all these things. So I was just taking some time, and you can see all this one is done. Is that driveway and everything was a little bit. I had to label everything and to make sure that everything is coming in terms of the what you call is the label and the location point of view, where exactly I can plant the things. And as you can see, that one is that I will go through for each and every. First thing was my plan was that where I can, especially like big fruit trees, and then figure it out that I have to mix it a little bit with the natives, and definitely that one to putting because the front yard is good with the sun.
Yep.
So I decided to go with the veggies because, as you know, it's need at least 5 to 6 hour sun, which is very important for the green veggies especially, and most of the
So over here, walk us through. So you've got flowers here, dahlias.
Yep.
Are you a bit of a flower fan?
I am, yes. Yeah. So I have got sort of 36 different type of dahlias.
36 different varieties.
Yeah. So not all of them are yet flowering, but I think slowly will be around. Still, I have got 2025, I think, already flowering. So I was hoping rest will be coming out soon.
This is an explosive colour border that is really just a wall to the veggie garden. Shall we go in?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Why not?
Walk me through. Tell everyone, what have you got growing and when did all of this go in?
Yes, I have started this one in November last year. I didn't have much to here. As I mentioned, that one is I was trying to label it. I had to do a lot of watering system and everything here as well. In terms of the where exactly I can put the in terms of the water label and everything. So as you can see, this is the first block here is with the. I was trying to make it as a wiki bed, but I didn't have much time, so I just decided to go with the normal garden bed. But I do have the lot of mulch and everything. Put it in this one.
So you planted this out in November?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, everybody, just get your head around that we have this much productive garden. November, December, January, February, 3.5 months.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely overflowing with production. So walk us through, what have you got growing in here?
So I have got here, this is the whole one, is the capsicum. As you can see here, this is the capsicum. And most of these plants I had last year, but some of them were in the bags. So I put everything in the soil now here. So as you can see, that is what is going here. And not only this one, the capsicum, but as you can see, that one is I have planted some fruit trees as well along this line.
Hang on a minute.
Hang on a sec, we've got a little bit of a
No problem.
technical glitch.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
The phone just turned off.
phone just turned off. Okay,
Maybe
hang
because
on.
of heat, maybe a little bit.
Hang on. Oh no. Wait a minute. Sorry. Sorry, everyone.
We won't be a sec.
Download it. Oh, it's clicking on that. Hang on.
Oh,
We might have to cut for a 5-minute break. Hang on.
all right.
Keep going with that.
We just had a little technical glitch there. I think the phone switched off.
Going to continue on yours?
For the minute until you get going again. So yeah, carry on, Jitendra. So
Yeah, so and then I have here the corns, which I put, you can see the 6 climbing beans, some of them, because they can take the support with the
from the corn.
for the corns. And
Look at the size of your corn here.
yeah, no, it's going great. As I mentioned, that one is I planted a little bit late. I was not expecting this big, but they were really doing well because it's a good sun here at the front.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is definitely is paid off, and definitely we had good rain this year. Which is
Wow, that is a mighty cornfield in a garden bed. That how long are these beds? Are they 2.4?
yeah, 2.4
4 by 1.2. Yeah, so you've just used hardwood sleepers.
Yes, correct. Yes.
Yep. Now, what else have you got to share with us? I see you've got plenty of chilies and eggplants.
I have chilies. I've got these eggplants here. So definitely it's a little bit of, I think, is end of season looks like is. But I had a lot of eggplants, chilies here. And this one is self-seeded bitter melon. I generally don't put it this way, but this was self-seeded, so you can see them is the. Yep. So here is the pecan. Here one.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
I love the texture on
This one. It's a bit in terms of the veggies.
And what do you do with the bitter melon?
We cook it with it, and sometimes because it's very bitter, sometimes when I take, even though put it in the water, a little bit in salty water as well, and then when you cook for the vegetable, it still is a bit of bitter, but it's not that bitter. But we still use the whole sort of flavor of the bitter melon.
Yep.
And you can see some of these. There's one in the bag, but I didn't have much space, so I'm still keeping them here.
Silver beet.
Here is a silver beet. This one is self-seeded pumpkin. Sometimes we just use if don't keep much one because it's season. I think late season. Sometimes we get green veggies for this. Yeah, and then the best part for me is that we love the okra.
Oh, we going back in?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it from mine now.
Okay.
So
All right.
just put that.
We're just going back in here. Just mind that bottom there. That's it.
And then start live. See how you go.
All right, we're back, everyone. We just lost one of our line feeds when it automatically turned off. But anyway, continuing on, we've just gone round, for those of you that are rejoining us, we've just gone round and had a look at the eggplants, chilies, some more capsicums, some basically wild
it's the pumpkin.
wild pumpkin, and now Jitendra is showing us his okra.
Yeah, so we love okra. So you can see that one is, but you must pick it in every second day. They get very hard very soon.
Yes.
So
how big do you normally let them grow?
Generally, I should be picking this one now. I think this one is already gone. It's
Too big.
Now.
Yep.
I generally earliest one. You can see that one is the thing is with the just one advice for you is that one. And I see people asking that when we should be picking the things for seeding. So what I would generally do is that the first thing in the when it comes in the season, you can see the first one I left it here. So that is already going on the seed now. That is already dry. So it must dry completely because otherwise it won't give you the good variety of seeds for next year.
Oh, okay.
So if I have to cut it for this year, like for autumn or for winter, I still have a chance to getting that season. If I leave it now, I don't have time to leave it for
long enough. That's a really good tip. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a great tip, everyone. Leave those first few okra to go to seed and dry out over the entire season.
Anything which comes as annual thing, so we always should do it that way. Should keep the first one for the seed, and then definitely we pick it for the remaining one for eating. So here is another okra. A lot of okras.
So is this a different variety?
So
same?
you have the two varieties. It's like is the red one.
Oh wow! Look at that.
And the green one, but I love the green one because these ones get very soon hardy and seed, but the green one will go a little bit for longer. Yep.
Oh, here's another one here.
Another one.
Wow, okra is a key. So you like you grow the things you like to eat.
Yes, correct. Yes, yeah. And some of them I'm definitely sometimes swap, and sometimes it's just keeping it dried out and for keeping it for the next winter season. Yeah. So this next one is here is the beans. It's almost, I think it's done as well. But you can see there are few beans coming out, but won't be I think for next 1 or 2 weeks. So I'll be pulling them out for the autumn or for the winter season. So you can see there are still some.
Still a few there. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the front yard.
Yeah, this is the front yard, and when I started this one is that because I know when I'm looking around this one is that should I do this one? But if you are planting something which is if I would have planted in the back, I love the gardening, but I would not have get this much of a crop because plants need the sun and they love the 5 to 6 hour at least minimum sun. And here you can see that one is the direct sun, and it does get whole day sun here.
Yeah, I mean looking around as if I pan the camera, there's no trees casting any shade right across the front, north. Oh, sorry, south. Well, which way are we looking here?
So it's east.
So this is east, yeah, and then north to the backyard. Shall we go down the backyard?
Yeah, sure. Or you want to just go with some fruit trees? Or?
Oh, hang on, yeah, I missed the fruit trees. Oh, sorry. We'll go around this way. Here we go.
So I do have this lychee tree. So I just shaded it because they don't like the windy.
Yep.
So until this gets the whole, it's a little bit for 2, 3 years, 4 years once it is settled down.
Simple frame,
Yeah.
a little bit of wire chicken netting or aviary netting,
Yeah.
and some shade cloth around it, and that's a sturdy frame for a couple of years
Yes, correct.
to get it established.
Yeah. And here is the papayas. Hope it gets fruit soon. This one is pomegranate. You see this a little bit together, but I knew this one is that this papaya won't be last for like many years. It will be like 4 or 5 years maximum, I think. So I'm just thinking because I had a seedling, so I thought why not to put it in the ground.
Yep.
And definitely I will have more space once the pomegranate grows big. Then it will have more space for them. This one is what do you call this? We call it chiku, the sapodilla, which is what do you call this? This sapodilla.
Sapodilla, yep, yep.
Yeah. So they love the sunny spot as well. So this one is another one. It was
Fig.
Seedling fig. So I did cover this one as well because it was a little bit small plant.
Gives it some protection.
Yep. And at the front here, you see is the. I was doing something. I was thought why not a little bit put some flower, but I decided to go with the with this. As you can see the strawberries going here.
Plenty of strawberries.
Strawberries, guava.
So nice guava there. Yep.
Yep, it's coming up. This one is red. I believe this one is a red papaya, so it's coming up slowly. I think this one is only four months in the ground. So
4 months in the ground.
yeah. So
Tell you what, the clay soils here are just supercharging everything.
one thing I want to give you the good tip is that yes, what I was doing before 4 months, I have digged all these plants. At the front, you see these either olive trees or any trees I have. I dig around half a meter at least minimum, and put the good soil and mix with manure or anything before I plant it, because I don't plant anything if I don't have the site ready. I don't plant it because I keep it for at least for 4 or 5 months in the ground. So that is why you see this one is some of them are growing. My even neighbor was saying that what do you put on this one? Is I think put it, but I did what I'm saying is 4 months. It doesn't mean that I was not doing the preparation. So all these in terms of the digging and everything was going. One thing I will say is that when you are planting, especially any fruit trees, make it as a square shape, the box or what you call is the digging, that one, because I find it that one is when you dig as a round shape, it gets all this what do you call it, the roots will clog, that one, the way we plant it. When you buy the plant and you put it exactly as
root bound, yeah.
root bound, and it will be just go in the circle on that one. It won't get that spread.
Yep.
So this wise you see most of the plant even here, even though this hedge here, you can see some of the small one. Well, I planted a little bit late, but you can see this one was very small and it's gone very.
It's going well.
Crazy. Yes.
I had a question here. How do you keep it all watered?
So as this year, the lucky thing was that I didn't have much, we had, but as you can see that one is my watering system is still, I have done all the water pipe here inside here. Everything is going underground, but I have to put it's not 100% fully functional. I had to water it, frequently. I have got the water tank. I'll show in a few minutes. But I'm currently doing with the hand watering. But I'll have all the water pipes at the front, and for anything, all the
Has drippers, yeah.
Yeah, the base work is already done there. So I have to put the dripper there and to connect it. So this is one type of, I think, I understand this one is a fixed base.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Then I have magnolia here. In the back I have that is called amla. So it's amlas, then pears, then there's some. So the name of that one is the.
So that's the amla.
Yeah, that is the amla.
Then we've got a pear.
Pear.
And then
This one is plum.
A plum, a dwarf plum,
Yeah.
along with some blueberries as the border.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And here is this is a persimmon,
Oh,
the non-astringent one.
non-astringent persimmon. I love persimmons.
Only
Who
thing-
likes persimmons out there? Tell us. And do you say persimmon or persimmon? So if you say persimmon, push A. If you say persimmon, push B.
Persimmon.
What do you say? Persimmon
Yeah.
or persimmon?
Persimmon.
I know Queenslanders tend to say persimmon. I speak a different language then.
So this is the good thing is that during the autumn, it's going to have a very good, the leaves will be yellow and which is very ornamental type as well.
Yeah.
That's why I planted in the front is not to just to putting it here. It may go a little bit bigger roots later on, but I think I'm just going with the look and feel as
Yep.
well there. Yeah.
Now we're under the pump time wise. So what would you like to show us? Do you want
I'll
to?
just go quickly in the backyard as well. I think so. Here are some more fruit trees going along the.
Wow, we're getting up to a large number of fruit trees in this front yard.
I have lot here. So if you see this one is quince. This one.
Yep.
So most probably my plan is that one just to make a hedge type things here.
Yep.
So I won't be keeping them for all long. So as you can see that I'm trying to just to support them and so that they can just go all the way. Like I'll have more support here. All the way.
Yep.
And I will be just supporting them so that it can be a hedge as well as the.
The cherries, they'll be fantastic.
Yeah, and this one is the.
That's another plum.
So that during the autumn or in springtime is at least have the flowers, everything going, and a lot of lavenders.
Bush basil,
Yeah,
that's a must.
so just go in the back and I'll show you the second in the back. What we've got. Yeah, so here is the water tank. So when we moved it here, first thing my plan was to figure it out where I can have the water tanks and because I knew that I'm going to do a lot of gardening. So to decide it that where exactly I'm going to put, and I figure it out that one is in terms of the location and for the future if I have to expand or anything. So I do have the water tank. So I have two water tank here, 5,000 liter here. Which are almost full. This is good thing is that this year we had, and I have one in 3,000 up, which is to the gravity. I have connected, so that gets full very soon. So I generally.
So that's off the roof of the house,
Yes, correct.
and then then it runs down here and fills these up, and they're in line.
Yeah.
So this just fills up as one tank.
Yes, correct.
Fantastic.
I do have another pipe here as well, so this is also coming. I digged it all this one, and it's coming all the way underneath here. And then you can see that one is the inlet is coming here, and outlet is also going from there to all the way to the outside. Yeah.
And that's your water insurance.
Yes, correct. Yes, I have currently like 13,000 liter. In last 1 year, I think I have only used the Sydney water for 2 or 3 days. I think. Other than that, I have plenty of water for feeding. As you can see that. But as I said, is that my main thing I started is in November. But I did have the other plants either sitting in the bags or somewhere. But I did have even the grass. But grass was also new there. This is just going a little going for swap as well, and this part is going to be a what do you call it, the mango tree.
Mango, yes.
So
And up the back here.
it's some sort of squash. I forgot the name of exactly that it's called, but with this squash also I'm just trying to utilize the whole thing in terms of the. You just go to the the leaf trees on the top there, which is I'm getting the free leaf from the
Now, just to finish, because we'll have to wrap up. the tanks here? What's the plan with these IBCs?
So some of the trees, the IBC tanks going to cut and use, because as you can see around the trees, I have got a lot of trees here as the next blocks. So I'm going to cut them and use it for because I'm not for the either I'm going to use it for garlic or anything like which are the less sun, which don't need much sun.
Yep.
So I'm going to cut them, and then it is a plan to put a greenhouse here in the back.
In the back corner, yep.
And using it for aquaponics as well, because as you can see that I'll show you quickly that only the cover, I already have some tanks underground. That is why I covered that part a little bit so I have 2,000 liter tanks already underground for the aquaponics as well.
Wow. Well, look, we could keep going, but we're going to have to wrap up. So, Jitendra, if I can ask you two things. What's one bit of advice you'd give to a new gardener watching this Edible Garden Trail broadcast today? One bit of advice from what you've learnt.
Yeah, first thing is I see people start and they feel that one is because they will fail, definitely will fail. So my point is that one is if you fail there is a crop swap, there is a permaculture, there are different groups there, whichever they like it. So get the help or keep trying it. This is the first thing I'll say. And then second thing is that definitely is to look up, that we have to think about the environment. So I'm trying to put as much as possible the plants, and which is good for, you can see that one is that most of my area is either green or even though if I put the ground cover, I need some sort of greenery there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And final question to someone who's been gardening a little longer than a beginner, someone who's experienced, been doing it for a long time. What's one bit of advice you could share with them from what you've learnt setting up this garden?
It's patience, I think, and then people who are already, long time gardener, I'll say that one is definitely, if you are like neighbor or anything, just to try to expand that one too. And sometimes people don't come and ask you, but I think just to expand that knowledge with the gardener group, which will be I think is fantastic. Just to, sometimes people don't ask, but you to just go and once you start talking, then people will come and ask you questions. Yeah.
Jitendra, thank you so much for showing us around your garden.
Thank you very much.
There's so much to see here, everyone, and even though we only unpacked the front yard and then started to tap in on the backyard, thank you for sharing all your knowledge. For all the viewers, I hope you've enjoyed it. For all the replay viewers and you viewers, if you have any other questions, drop the questions onto the chat, and Jitendra and the Sydney Edible Garden team will jump on and answer your questions. So if you have any questions for Jitendra, throw them on here and he will get back to you.
Thank you very much.
All right then. Thanks, Jitendra.
Thank you.
Bye. And now.
All right, we're back, everyone.
Oh, hang on. Now I've just got to turn off my feed. So, everyone out there on my Insta feed, thanks for joining in. It's been. Oops, I won't turn around. It's been a treat to. It's been a treat to show you around Jitendra's garden. How's the frame?
Yeah, looking
What
good.
do you reckon?
Yeah,
Like I said at the top of the interview, feel free to ask any questions there. But most of all, if you want to watch all the other live broadcasts and mini work been filling in other spaces during today and Saturday and Sunday, and then you can jump onto the Sydney Edible Garden Trail website for all the information you need to register and be able to enjoy more garden tours next weekend. So thanks everyone out there for joining in, and